Hello, and in this video, I'm going to take you through the entire process of making an animation. Enjoy. This animation will be my example. Looks pretty simple, doesn't it? Well, it's not. I had to use multiple programs in this video, such as Blender, Helm, Soundly, and Blender Grid. Alright, so let's get started. Number 1. Animation visual. Obviously, you're gonna have to have the graphics of an animation, because you can't just have sound, or can you? But you get the point. So, we're gonna have to make an animation visual, which in this case is my little falling cube animation. So fire up Blender and let's do some animating. Alright, so here we are in Blender, an open source 3D software where you can make basically anything. You'll open Blender and this will be your screen. And by the way, if you don't already have Blender downloaded, I'll put a link in the video description below to Blender and all the other programs I'll be using in this video. So I'm going to just, under new file, I'm going to select the general file, and we have the default cube right here. And I am going to just make a little kind of cube simulation. If you want to know how to do that, check out this video right up here. So I'm just going to make a little simulation and we can get on with the tutorial. Alright, so here we are with the final setup, and it's pretty simple. I just have a sphere smashing into all these cubes, and I've actually cached all this data, so we don't need this anymore, so I can just delete this. I'm going to be using the Cycles render engine for this. And, yeah, you could use Eevee, nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to be using Cycles, and I'll tell you why at the end of the video. But, anyway, in the, viewport, I'm just going to set up a simple light, so I can, you know, add in, like, a little, I can probably add in two lights right here. I'm going to put these out here to make light, and I'll make this one kind of an orange color and this one kind of a bluish color, and then I'll turn the strength way up to like 500 or 1,000. That's more like it. And then this one 1,000. Then I can just change this to be a little bit warmer of a color. And then we put this right here. Maybe scale along the y-axis. And you have a nice cube setup. And I'll probably move these into the air a little bit more. And then this one, I'm just gonna turn this to 3,000. Because I don't really like how dark this is. And then, just so that everything looks cool, I'm going to make everything black. And now we have the cube exploding and it looks super nice. And what we can do is, I'm gonna turn down the radius of these, just light radius. It's like this, just light radius. And then I'm gonna scale this up to here, and then we can go into this view right here and watch as magic happens. Boom. And this is a pretty nice animation right here. And we can see that they do go through the floor, but that is simply just gonna be a part of the animation. I know it's a little unsettling, but trust me, it looks kind of cool. Doesn't it? You gotta admit it looks kind of cool. Alright, anyway, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I'm gonna do it for my animation because it looks cool. So, yeah, that's that. I have everything set up except the camera. So I'm gonna hit Shift A, and I'm gonna add in a camera, and I'm gonna go into side view, turn off orthographic, and go Control Alt number pad 0, and then I'm going to hit N to bring up the toolbar. I'm gonna go to View, and under View Lock, lock camera to view. And then I'm going to select the camera and hit G and Z and move the camera right here. And then I'm going to hit I and insert a location keyframe. And then I'm gonna move forward to the very last frame, and I'm gonna hit G and then Z, and then I'm gonna hit Z again. And I'm just gonna drag out until I'm about right here. And then I'm gonna hit I and hit location again. And now, if we just look at this, we can see that, our camera is slowly moving away from everything. And this is pretty interesting. So, I think I'm gonna go with this because it looks pretty nice. Number 2, rendering. FYI, Blender Grid is a render farm specifically made for Blender. So I'll be able to upload my blend file, tweak the settings, and then set my deadline and have it render it out. Alright, so here we are in Blender Grid. So head over to blendergrid.com or click the link in the description. And yeah, right here it'll say step 1, upload your .blend. Here, I'm just gonna do that. Alright, so I've uploaded my blend file, and you just have to hit upload one file, and then you just have to give it a minute. It'll upload quite quickly because this is a simple file. Of course, the more complicated it is, the more the longer it'll take for you to do it. Alright, so here we are in the projects page. It'll just automatically take you to that. And right here you can see we have the uploaded file, and you can hit calculate price, but before we do that, I'm gonna go to the settings tab and make sure everything is the way I want it. So right here under the settings, the name, cube demo, main scene, scene, frame range, I want it to be set to animation. You can do one frame if you want, but animation is the best because we want an animation. And I'm just going to leave this as is. The frame step can stay at 1. The resolution can stay at, I'm gonna put it to 50% for this. The file name, I'm gonna call this cube demo animation. And the file type, I'm gonna set this to FFmpeg video. And then the render engine, I'm going to have this as cycles. And then the samples, I'm going to set this to 20, just for this demo. And then the scene camera, it's going to be camera. Blender version, make sure it's on the version that you're on currently, otherwise the rendering will not work. So, and then I am not going to use any border rendering, motion blur, or stamp output. I'm just going to use the sequencer and the compositing. And that is basically all there is in the settings. So I can hit calculate price. And this will just take apparently 10 to 20 minutes. So I'll see you when that's done. Alright, as you can see, my price is calculated. Under the settings, the render settings, yeah. Okay, so I can change the resolution. I'm gonna have this at 50%. And the samples, I'm gonna keep this at 20 because I'm happy with that. And then the, yeah, I'm gonna keep everything as is, but as you can see, if I turn stuff up, then the price will go up. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this at 50%. As you can see, if I go to 100%, it'll cost a lot more, so resolution does matter a lot. What happens if I go to 1,000? Oh, it only lets me go to 100. Okay, anyway, yeah, so that is that. So once you have everything set up, you can hit pay and start rendering. And under here, you can pay with PayPal or card. And I'm just gonna do that, and I'll see you when that's done. Alright, so I've set up PayPal, and I'm just going to hit pay and start rendering. So, payment successful, starting the render. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go to the details tab right here, and you can see it starting to set up. And it'll start rendering the frames right here. Okay, so everything is rendered. This will download a zip file. Click on that and extract the zip file, and then head over to Blender. Okay, I've headed over to Blender, and now I'm gonna select a video editing tab right here. And I'm just going to hit add, and I'm going to go to image sequence, and in my downloads, I am going to wait for this to load, and just find that file. So just click into this, and then hit Control A. Oh, just scroll down through here, select all of them, and then hit Add Image Strip. And now we can play this, and you can see what this is doing. We have a lovely animation right here. And this is all completely made with Blender and our lovely friend Blender Grid. And now that we have this in, I'm just going to go to the output. You can see this is set to FFmpeg video, and I am going to click on the file, and I'm just going to put it wherever I want. And I'm going to want it with all my other cube animations so it won't get mixed up. And I'm gonna put this as demo. And then I'll put this right here. Demo cubes animation. And then I'll hit accept. And now I'm gonna hit render animation. Alright, now everything is rendered out. And I'm just gonna click out of this. And now that is the rendering part, and it is time to go to the editing. Number 3, Helm synthesizer for music. So this is the Helm synthesizer, and it's basically a free synth that you can run on your computer. And here is a link right here to the website. Type that in, or I'll put a link in the description. That's what it can do, so I can do a lot of stuff with this. And I am not going to go through an entire tutorial on how to do this. If you want to know how, click this video right up here by Polyford on how to use the Helm synthesizer. But I am just going to make a simple little thing right here. Number 4, sound design. So this program is Soundly, and this is obviously the free version right here. So you can upgrade to Soundly Pro if you want to, and that'll give you quite a bit more tracks. But basically Soundly is a giant sound library. Okay, what if we go to aircraft? You know, you got the helicopter, like this, and you got a lot of different sounds. And, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff. Like, you know, they have the plane passing overhead. And the really cool thing about this program is that you can break it down to the smallest little things. Like, this is the sound right here. I can slow this way down right here. See? Or I can speed it way up. Or like this. And it's really, really high definition sound. So, nothing to worry about. The amazing thing about Soundly is that, let's say I want to play this right here. And I want this. I'm gonna go, oh, I like this. I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna drag this. And when I click this and drag, I have just made another file. And it's saved onto my music for Windows. I don't know where it is on Apple. But in that moment, it's made into a file and you have copied it to your cursor. So now I can drag and drop this into any editing software. And that is what makes everything so powerful about this software. So like I said, you can do this with any editing software, but because I find it works best, I'm going to use DaVinci Resolve 17. I'll put a link in the description below, and I'm going to Alright, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to check out my how to make your own custom plane tutorial on Blender. I'll have a card right up here for you to check that out. And yeah, before I show you the final result, I gotta say thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button to get notified when I upload more content. And saying that, have a good day, and I hope to see you next time.